I'm NiaTheLocGod, and I'm going to tell you the story about how I got hit by a car and became a millionaire the same week. And no, I did not get the money from the accident. I made it because I'm an entrepreneur, and I was going to make it anyway, but I happened to get hit by a car.
Period. Stupid blogs.
Oh yeah. So this is the story that all the blogs have written about. We're gonna insert, blog here. Inaccurate stories. They spun it in any kind of way that they could. They said that I got the money from donations. They said that I got hit by the car and then made the money the next day. They put whatever they wanted to put. But I'm gonna tell you the real story right now. All right.
Dun dun dun.
Right. So here's how it all went down, right? So back in this is story time, by the way. But back in, what was it? Maybe like April or May or March, during quarantine of 2020. I don't know when y'all watching this. But during quarantine, early quarantine, I had started planning, I make projections for myself. I already have my projections for 2021 for the entire year. And I'm gonna make some more projections for different scenarios of what different things may happen and what different directions I may go in. There may be 3 projections that I have for the entire year. But yeah, so I had made my projections, and in doing that, I had known that on September 12th, I would reach 1 million in sales. And at that time, so this, I had been talking about this date for so long, oh yeah, September 12th, y'all, this is a special date. And I had planned to do we were gonna go out to dinner, my all of the team, the warehouse associates, everybody, we were gonna go out to dinner, and I had, all of this planned. So I had literally went and bought a tuxedo jacket that I had gotten tailored. It was very expensive, and I didn't know if I wanted to wear that, so I had bought another suit. So we'll insert pictures, because I ended up wearing the white tuxedo jacket, so put that here. And then the purple the purple suit, which was very expensive, and I'll never spend that much money on a suit ever again, and I'm very embarrassed by how much that cost. And I didn't end up wearing it that night because it was too tight with my injuries from the car accident. But yeah, so I ended up wearing it later on. We'll insert that over here. So I had been going around, so at this time, a little bit before, actually the same day that I bought this belt here. Y'all can see this Hermes right here. Same day that I bought this belt, I bought a scooter, right? And it was a time when I was feeling overwhelmed, because I was feeling, if you've seen my, I don't know if it's going to come out before or after this, but if you've seen my Was I Afraid of Failure video, I was feeling very overwhelmed in August. And so this was around the time, and this is September when this happened. Damn, time moved fast. But yeah, so I had a lot going on in a short period of time. But yeah, so I had been feeling overwhelmed, and I decided to take a day off from work. I went and bought a scooter. I went and bought a belt. It's the only thing that I've ever bought from Hermes, and Hermes is the most expensive designer.
So is Hermes? What is it? I'm poor.
Birkin.
Oh, okay. I'm playing.
Raymond.
I'm playing.
Oh no.
I'm playing. Go ahead though.
But yeah, so that was, a little experience. I actually didn't like the experience at the Hermes store, but that's not what this is about. And I'm not gonna be buying anymore because it's overpriced. So I had this one belt. Y'all got my money one time, and that's it. Anyway, but yeah, so I had my little scooter. It was an electric scooter, and I was going around the city with it. And so, fast forward to I got the suit, right? And I got 2 options, right? So I got the tuxedo jacket and I got the purple suit, right? And then I was I just need some shoes, and I need a bag. So I had actually went to Prada. So, in the outfit, you see I have Prada shoes and a Prada bag, Prada belt. And I went there and bought all those things. And I didn't know if I was going to wear that. So I wanted to go to Christian Louboutin and see if I could get some shoes. And so I go over there, but I went over there on Labor Day, and it was closed. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go on the scooter, and I'm going to go to the bike path, and I'm just going to go downtown, and I'm just going to hang out by, like, the bridge. It was like, you know, the summertime kind of sort of like September, like summer fall situation. And it was still nice out. I was like, I'm just going to go downtown and, you know, just be by the water and maybe get a little bit of food and just enjoy the scenery. And so I get on the scooter, and now the scooter would die, right? So it's like if it's fully charged, if I tried to go far, like to Brooklyn, it would die on the way there. Like, it would probably die by the time I get, because I live uptown. So by the time, like, Brooklyn is kind of like 5 miles, maybe 6, maybe, I don't know, 7 miles away. The scooter would not last that long. So pretty much I would probably try to keep the scooter off for as much time as I could. So at this point, I'm on, like, 57th Street, if anyone knows. So I kind of was going downtown, looking at different stores, seeing if anything was open so I could buy some shoes. Nothing was really open. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go downtown and have, like, a good time. I'm just going to go, like, near Brooklyn and just enjoy the water and the views. And go over to Dumbo, whatever. Get some food. So I had just, and I want to paint this picture. First of all, I woke up that morning and I had on this Kenzo, was it the Kenzo sweater? I think it was the Kenzo, I don't know, Kenzo sweater and Kenzo sweatpants. Now, this was an $800 sweatsuit that I had on. Then I had on my Bread 4s that I rarely ever wore. And yeah, so this is me with my scooter, which cost me about $800. And then, so I'm going down 57th Street, and I see, like, this juice place. So I'm just like, I'm gonna go get some juice. I'm on my way to the pier, right? That's where the bike lane is at. So I get some juice from this, like, really expensive place. I'm on 57th Street, and that's actually coined Billionaire's Row if you know anything about real estate. So I go into the store, and the juice is $10, and it's like a ginger, lemon, orange juice or whatever. I'm just gonna drink it by the pier, by the water, and then I'm gonna head to Brooklyn, head to Dumbo, you know, for the scenery, right? So I am like, but to go to the pier, you have to cross a highway, right? I don't know what highway it is, but you have to cross a highway. If you know 57th Street and you know the pier, you should know what I'm talking about. This is by the Greenway bike path, which is the bike path that is next to the Hudson River. And that area is a promenade park that is on the west side. So that's where I was going. So I don't know. I guess maybe that's West Side Highway. I don't know. I don't drive. Anywho, so I'm on the scooter. I turned the scooter off, right? Because I said that the scooter will die, like, for me to be trying to go so far. So I knew I wasn't getting back home. I knew I was going to have to take a cab. Like, the scooter was not going to get all the way over there. I did not have the charger. And even if I had the charger, where was I charging it? So yeah. So I'm on the scooter, and I have it off. And so I'm going to, like, cross the highway. Now, there's a section, because they know that people want to get to the pier. So they have a section where there's a crosswalk. So I'm at the crosswalk, and I don't have the light. Okay.
We're jaywalking.
We're scooting.
Scooting.
I'm on the scooter. And I see a car all the way in the last lane, right? So I'm at the like the other side, like the crosswalk or the sidewalk. Yeah, I'm at the sidewalk, right? And then there's the street, and then there's the other sidewalk, like you made it across, right? Or there's the highway, and then there's the other sidewalk. And at this point on the highway, they're kind of just getting on, and the speed limit in New York City is like 25, so the car isn't going very fast. So, which explains a lot. But yeah, so the car's kind of far back, and there's like no other cars, and he's all the way in the last lane. So pretty much the last lane, he's close to the other sidewalk. Like, he's right next to the other sidewalk. So the way that, like, cars park in the city, like, they park right next to the sidewalk, like, that's where he's at, but on the highway. So he's, like, pretty much all the way at the other, like, all the way on the other side, right? So I don't see any cars, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go. And he's pretty far back. So I'm thinking that I'm going to get to the other side before he gets to me. But I'm not realizing, like, he's getting onto a highway. Like, he's going to start speeding up. Like, if we were just in the regular streets, I probably would have made it to the other side because he wouldn't have been going that fast. And that's, like, the speed that I'm used to people going at. And they even slow down a little bit. But when you're getting on the highway, you're speeding up. And I don't know if he didn't see me, but I saw him for a while. Because, like, you know, he was pretty far back. But at this point, cars are, like, coming out of nowhere because they're getting onto a highway. And so I saw him. I don't know if he saw me. I'm thinking that I'm going to get all the way to the other side of the sidewalk, and I don't. So literally though, he was in the last lane, so he's right next to the other sidewalk. So if he would have like slowed down for like 2 seconds, I would have been on the sidewalk. But no, he hits me. Also, I want to say that the scooter was off, so he might have thought that the scooter was on and that I would have been moving faster and that I would have gotten to the sidewalk. But the scooter was off because, like I said, it dies. So I was literally like foot pushing the scooter over. Yeah, so it was just a big miscommunication. I'm thinking I'm going to get there. And it's like before I even realized that I don't get there, like before I even conceptualized like, oh, I'm going to get hit, I was already hit. And then I remember just like getting hit. And I don't really remember that specific part because people tell me I hit the windshield. I'm like, I don't remember none of that. But I'm like, all I remember is like kind of like rolling over on the ground and like kind of like having my hands on the ground and my knees on the ground, and I had looked over. Mind you, I had no helmet on, but my hair was down, which my hair really saved me from a head injury. Shout out to locks. But hands and knees on the ground, and I look over to the side and I was like, is this motherfucker leaving? And I'm like, man, fuck these people. And I'm like thinking that I'm fine. So I want to explain that I've been in like I've crashed my bikes before. I've fallen off of electric scooters before. I've been in several kinds of like, you know, collisions. So in this moment, it didn't feel any different from that kind of thing. It was like, okay, my leg hurt a little bit. I'm a little shaken up, but I'm gonna limp my ass home is what I'm thinking. So I don't realize any of the injuries that I have sustained at that moment. Like, I'm thinking that I'm fine. So I'm getting up to limp away and go home, you know. We can maybe insert somebody limping away. And a whole bunch of people come out of nowhere. And they're like, lay down, lay down. And I'm like, the fuck going on? And then I like look down at myself and I'm like leaking. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like at that moment I had realized like, yo, something really bad just happened to me. And it's like, I guess I was in shock, so I didn't actually feel the pain. But I thought that I was fine. I thought it was kind of just like the same as when I got in a bike crash or falling off of a scooter, you know, and I've done that before. So I thought it wasn't that serious. And then I was like, oh shit, no, this is very different from all of those other things that you've been through. This is really bad. And I'm like, fuck. So then I get in the ambulance and they like, there's this guy, I don't even know how he got into my phone, but he got my phone and he called my mother, and then my mom's like on the phone panicking and crying, and then my sister's crying, and everybody's like, what's going on? Oh my God, Nia got hit by a car. And I didn't understand why they were so like frantic and like, what the hell? Because like, in my mind, like I'm so used to being in the city that when I see cars, they're going so slow. So I always figured like if I did get hit by a car, I'm not gonna die. Like, I'll be fine. Like, you're driving at like 15 miles per hour. Like, this is not gonna kill you, you know what I mean? And anytime I would see somebody like in the street getting hit by a car, it's like they probably just not even really like hurt. They just laying down so they can get a lawsuit. Like, you never really thought that I would get hurt in an actual car accident, because I never really seen like a car accident really like hurt people until like now after the situation. So yeah, basically, where was I?
Ambulance. Everyone's crying.
Oh, good job. So yeah, so I'm in the ambulance. I don't know what's going on. I know that so the crazy part was that I had got up to like kind of leave and I felt a pain in my leg, but I didn't feel pain anywhere else. So that led me to believe that my leg might be broken because it was the only pain that I could feel, and my arms are like leaking. Like this injury was the worst injury that I sustained. Should I show the people?
Yeah.
It's all healed now. First of all, can we catch a little bit of the CEO drip?
CEO break.
You feel me?
CEO drip break. Just don't look at that.
Oh, the garbage.
Is that garbage?
It's bottles, but you know they're reject bottles. So yeah.
The belt.
Let me take this off so you guys can see. Oh, thank you. Wow. Videographer and hanger.
Whoa.
I'm screaming. So this is like the worst injury. It's like all healed up now. But yeah, so this, like, my whole arm was like leaking blood. Then there's these little ones right here, and then this was like leaking, and I was like, oh my goodness, like what the fuck. And like I said, I couldn't feel any of this pain, so when I felt a pain, I had thought that like I might have broke my leg, but I actually didn't break my leg. My leg was fine. But I'm like, oh shit, like
maybe I am hurt.
yeah, like this is gonna really affect my life. Like it's not like normal. Like I might really not be able to come to work. Like I'm thinking about the restock, right? That's supposed to happen on September 12th for me to be like making the $1 million in sales. And I'm like, so at the point when I get to the hospital, first of all, I want to say that the $10 drink that I had just bought, gone in the highway. The Jordans, the Bread 4s, gone in the highway. The Kenzo outfit was fine till I got to the hospital and they cut that bitch all the way up and threw one of them little fucking, what are them shits called?
The robes? The little gowns.
They threw a fucking gown on a bitch and they cut through the Kenzo outfit. They cut the bitch up. And yeah, and it was done for. Did I have on a sweater though? I had on a t-shirt. I had to have had on a t-shirt because I think that's how because my legs didn't have no scrapes on them. But I got all these scrapes on my arms, I think, because I had on a t-shirt. So I don't think I had on the sweater. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so but I remember now that I think I had on the t-shirt. So I get to the hospital, and at this point, it's like the week of the sale. So I'm like, yo, I have to be posting like these before and afters because that's what's going to get people to want to buy, like so they can see the results of the products and everything. And I'm like, I don't have my phone. It's in like a bag. It's with like my family. My mom is the only one that's able to come into the hospital because of like Corona. That's another thing I'm thinking of. I'm like, I'm in this fucking hospital. I don't know what they putting in me. I don't know who got the Rona up in here. What the fuck? I'm asking them for a mask. They're not paying me no mind. They're like putting freaking IVs in me and all kinds of stuff, doing x-rays and everything. And basically after all the x-rays, they were like, everything is fine. You know, I came out with super minor injuries, literally just these scrapes. This one thing right here was like the only thing that might have needed stitches, but they just left it alone. So like, as you can see how that looks there. So yeah, that probably did need stitches, but they left it alone and I don't really care. So I went home the same day. I had to just like bandage and wrap everything. So moving forward, right, at that time I felt very mentally drained, like crazy, because that was before, literally right before I started to build my social media team. And it was just me and Asia, which is my assistant now. So at that time, she wasn't my assistant, I believe. I think she was the customer service person. So after that, I hired a new customer service person so Asia could be my assistant. And I hired a content creator so I would have a full social media team. And so pretty much all of the content creating, all of the posting, every live, all of those things was me doing it. And at the time when I got hit by the car, I was like, I can't do this. I was like on this medication that was making me very nauseous. And I was like, I cannot go on live when I feel like I need to vomit. Like, what the hell? Like, I can't do this. And I was like, the sale is only days away. This was supposed to be my moment. What the fuck? What the hell? Now I feel like canceling it, but I can't do that because I have workers to pay. What the fuck? And so I was very stressed out at that time. That was probably the most stressed I've ever been. I literally had to force myself to meditate. I literally sat in the bed and counted to 200 because I was like, this, like the way it was, like my brain was like throbbing. It was like just thought after thought after thought. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. And this is like after being hit by a car. Like I'm on fucking crutches, you know, like we'll insert a picture. I have like bandages that need to be wrapped. Like, bruh, like my mom was coming in and wrapping my arms for me. Bro, like I was barely able to take care of myself, yet I was still trying to run what was supposed to be that week $1 million business. And so at that time, I'm like super stressed out. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't have no help. Plus my assistant, my now assistant Asia, she had her own medical trouble. She had like tore the lining of her stomach, so she could not even, you know, help me with what was supposed to be going on. So literally, like I have pictures of me like making content photos of me with fucking bandages on my arm, and I look at those pictures and I'm like, wow, like a true fucking hustler, straight up. I'm sitting there bandaged up with the oil in the mist, like cop today, bro. If you ain't hustling, I don't want to hear the excuses, man. Seriously, because, like, I was trapping out the damn bando at that point, feel me? Like, seriously, with the cuts, the bruises, just days after the injury, on fucking crutches, you know what I mean? Like, bruh, like, still trapping out. And so, basically, like, we end up doing the restock. And this is kind of, like, where it gets kind of funny. But we end up doing the restock. We do not hit the $1 million in sales that day. We hit it the next day. So the next day I wake up, I'm really excited though, because I'm like, $1 million, yay! And I'm super excited and happy and everything. And we were supposed to go to dinner. No, we went to dinner the night before. So the night before, I'm like disappointed because I'm like, we didn't reach the $1 million in sales. What the fuck? I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Like I lacked a social media team. I lacked like, and it really upset me because I was like, I knew we could have did it, but it was like, because I got hit by the car, I was held back. Because Asia wasn't feeling well, she was held back. It was like everything that was supposed to be like the social media team is so important because we drive the sale. We drive the buys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we can't get on live every day, if we can't, you know, send out emails and messages, if we can't post, if we can't, you know what I'm saying, like do these things in a certain timely manner, it's like the sale is not going to be as successful. It's going to take longer to sell a certain amount of items. And so that night, it was that Saturday, I believe was the 12th. Yeah, that Saturday we had planned to go to the dinner. So yeah, I went to the dinner or whatever. I took like pictures and I ended up posting the next day, and I was like, yo, I got hit by a car on Monday and we're $1 million business, and I'm also a millionaire because I own 100% of the business, and the business made the money within a year's time frame within my first year of business, which brings the valuation to over $1 million, therefore added to my net worth because I am sole owner of it. And that is a long
period. What she said.
Yeah, because a lot of people try, not a lot, a few, because most people like they know, but a few people were like, yeah, $1 million in sales does not mean that you're a millionaire. Yeah, it doesn't when people have investors, when people have loans from the bank, when people make the $1 million in a certain time frame. No loans, no investors, sole owner, 100% of the business. And we made the $1 million in sales in less than a year. The business is actually valued at $1.5 million because that's what we made in our first year of business. Work.
Period.
But yeah, so that's added to my net worth. I also own a salon that has its own revenue. Added. But anyways, that's besides the point for all the people that have things to say about me and my net worth. But you can look that up. Actually, let's look it up right now. Y'all see the net worth. Period. Period. Google. Okay, Google a hoe. Anywho's. But yeah, so so this is the part with like a little bit of funniness. So so at this point it's like the next day I've made the money. I'm like so excited. Yeah, we did it. I'm lit. Woo! I done got hit by a car on Sunday. And we got $1 million in sales. I'm a millionaire on fucking Sunday. Like I got hit on Monday. Millionaire on Sunday. Yes, it's lit. I'm dancing. I'm playing my music. Feeling like getting bucked. I'm thinking yeah. So like I'm just so super excited, really freaking happy or whatever. I make a post on Twitter, and Twitter just has their way with it. Everyone, even though I have like the screenshot, we'll insert the Twitter post, and it goes viral. Of course, I knew it would, but I didn't know it was gonna go viral the way it went viral. Because everybody was retweeting it, basically saying, "Oh, I want to get hit by a car too," because they thought that I got the money from like a lawsuit. But plot twist, I haven't gotten any money from the car accident lawsuit situation. I wasn't going to sue, but now they keep harassing me about suing. So fuck it, we finna sue. But I haven't received any money from it as of yet. And secondly, you do not get money the next day. Thirdly, like I said before, I was going to make the money anyway. I probably would have made it faster if I did not get hit by the damn car. But Twitter had their way with that. That went all around. It got posted on Say Cheese, which is a blog page that has over 1 million followers. I gained a lot of followers that day. And also it was posted on many blogs that were like, people were writing about it online. So, you know, like I said before, they were saying all types of craziness about what happened. They were saying that I received donations and that's how we got the $1 million. They said that I didn't have any sales until I got hit by the car, which is so backwards because we actually would have had a better turnout if I didn't get hit by the car. But yeah, sure, that's what they said. Yeah, so all of those things. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got hit by a car on Monday, millionaire on Sunday. So but like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at NiaTheLocGod, Twitter NiaTheLocGod. Buy some products, follow the product page, NiaTheLocGod products. The stuff is really good.